Okay. Okay. So I was. Ooh, okay, cool. So hey, what's up? A few things. One, I just updated OBS and everything. I think it's a mess, but fortunately, out of all the things that I was waiting for it to be changed, the mic is still good. Like it's still on the original settings, which is weird. That never happens on an update. It always changes up to default on an update. I don't know why. But oh Jesus Christ. Ah. We have a new video out. Let me just do a little bit of a plug about it. Might as well. Let me put this down. Hey, thank you. It's taking a minute to load, but I think that's because my internet has been acting weird lately, and I'm streaming at the same time, so it's going to take a minute. Okay, I have the video here. I should just boom and then pin this. Manually unpin it until the end of the stream. Cool. Now there's a new video. For those watching the bot on YouTube, it's going to be on the description and maybe on a pinned comment if I feel like it. But most likely the description is the way to go. But yeah. So the new video is out. It's the video I talked about. I think it was the last time I did one of these reactions. Alternative, unique game modes in fighting games. I ended up changing that to alternative game modes because the word unique, let's just say, wasn't fitting for what I wanted to do. So alternative, it's I think it was a way more appropriate name for it, a more proper word to use in that aspect. Because at the end of the day, the word unique I think applies more to the minigames like I mentioned on the video, Mortal Kombat, Tekken Ball, that use the characters that are on the game, but they do something completely different outside of what a fighting game actually is. It's just an actual different game mode. Like an actual completely different game. Well, in the form of a minigame, but yeah. But yeah, let's watch the video, and after that, I'm going to yap about we're going to watch it. I'm going to be pausing and talking about my thought process behind almost everything, and I may or may not be showing the editing process. I'll explain why if I do it or not later, because let's just say editing a 1080p file on my computer, it chucks a lot, and it takes a minute to do stuff. But I'm guessing showing it's not going to take too much, but still, we'll see. Let me pause the music. I'm using Windows Media Player. Live with it. Fuck it. And let's start from the very beginning. Boom. So, for starters, you can see the difference here, right? You can tell the difference between that the guy on the screen and myself. That's because I legit wanted to have an easier time editing this video, because last time I took way too much time editing the PNG, so it moves a little. With the model would have been a lot easier, even though in this video, as a little bit of a spoiler, you don't see the model too much. I still wanted to use a model. I paid for it, and I have the ability to change the colors, so might as well use it. It was an quote-unquote easier solution than actually editing my 3D model Plus, and this might sound a little bit crazy even because I started and I still support 3D models for VTubing. The tracking for webcam usage on VTube Studio is a lot better. At least for the program that I use for 3D, which is BCFace, it's the most reliable one I know. But the tracking for face tracking and basically just mouth tracking in general, it's I think better on VTube Studio than it is on something like BCFace. Mostly because the mic recognition it also works wonders. Like my mouth is moving not because my mouth is moving on the webcam, it's because of the sound that I'm doing on the mic. But yeah. So colors are different for the reason that I needed a color to actually just being able to green screen this. So let me see if I can open one of the recordings real quick before going to the next video. For example, this. This is the recording because I still keeps the files after the video. I figured I will be doing one of these again, so might as well keep the recording. So this is what I did. Just make everything orange and keep the colors balanced so you don't have to worry about one color not being able to be captured. Because every time I was trying to chroma key this on the editing program with the method I use, I ended up either with transparency on some place on the hair, transparency on some place on the legs or the hoodie, or I ended up with a complete mess that jumbled all the colors. Like my green hair ended up making my eyes green too, and it was just a mess. So to make my life easier and simple, I just made the model completely two colored. Basically, just keep the color of the hair, make all the clothing this more or less the same color. Just keep it orange. And sadly, I also had to sacrifice the hat. Why did I take off the hat? Because the hat is a 2D asset. It's not part of the model. And unlike the goggles you see in myself right now and on the model, the hat there is no proper way for it to stay like to stay in a good angle, even though I'm kinda demonstrating the opposite. But regardless, there is no way for it to stay on a good angle without it just noticing it's an actual just 2D PNG. It's just a PNG on top of a model. It doesn't look good. That's what I'm trying to say. So for the sake of the consistency of the video, I just took out my hat and made my hair a little bit darker and remove the irises, so I don't have to worry about people just knowing that I'm reading my script. That's a little bit of cheating, but hey, it's a scripted video. At the end of the day, I shouldn't be worrying about that. But still, I just wanted to give the model without any irises a shot too. I wanted to use that, so yeah, that's that. So yeah, that's it for that. Now you know how I'm going to be recording my videos from now on. I may or may not be modifying the model later on for later videos. I'm maybe going back to the PNG. I don't know. It will depend on what I want to do and how I want to do it. Okay, moving on. Open that. So yeah, I've encountered a few issues recording footage for this video, but that's mostly depending on the game I'm talking about. So I'm going to talk about that once I get to the games. So yeah, let's go to the intro. I legit had no better intro for it. Like, I swear I tried. I spent weeks. I swear to God, I spent at least a week and a half trying to figure the intro and some other stuff out on the script, and I never managed to do it. I swear to God, I need to actually get my act together for the next one, because I don't know what I'm going to do next, and I don't know how to introduce topics outside of just stating the obvious. Yeah, fighting games are old. They have been here since what, the 80s, maybe even longer than that. I am a young man and I don't know what I'm talking about. So that's that. What am I? Whatever. Let's go. Self plug. Should I put the videos I mentioned on the video also in the description of this VOD? Or, well, this video on YouTube? Oh, fuck it. I can just copy the description from the main video into the fucking description of the VOD. I'll do that. You guys get to watch other two videos. I'm an idiot. I should have recorded or at least kept. Well, I didn't know I was going to do this video after making the 2XKO one, but I should have. Um, I should have. What should we call it? Um, I should have. Uh, I had Street Fighter 6 on this video. I should have recorded examples for that, and I didn't notice until I was already editing the damn thing, and I didn't want it to re-record Street Fighter 6 on 1080p. I'll have to do it if I want to talk about World Tour more in depth later on if I ever feel like it. But that's a story for another day. Let's go. Ah, damn it! I didn't notice that the first time. I did a few I did a few passings every once in a while to hold on. Uh, oh shit. Whatever. So, every once in a while I go to a video. When I'm editing, I usually do a few passes to what I already edited so I can do some corrections. And I omitted this, even though I checked the intro multiple times. I forgot to fix this. It's cut it right here. Whatever. And small details like that is just, it made it out. Well, human error. Whatever. I didn't have the game on. I didn't have the game on so I can actually capture gameplay of Mortal Kombat. I need to download Mortal Kombat Armageddon, for fuck's sake. I really want to play Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Armageddon and the entirety of the PS2 era really has a lot of love and care put into the mini games. Like there's a lot of stuff you can do outside of arcade in those games. It's insane. Oh man, it technically it really started on well, not on Deadly Alliance because the Deadly Alliance added a conquest mode, but that was more of a tutorial with a lore dump over it, which is fair. Like it's cool to have that, but everything started to go ham from Deception onwards. If I remember correctly, Deception not only had that really cool RPG style conquest mode with a story and all of that, but I think it also had Puzzle Fighter, like a Mortal Kombat version of Puzzle Fighter or Chess, Mortal Kombat Chess. Oh, that was cool. Then Armageddon came in swinging with Mortal Kombat just to complete everything, and they created a character and the conquest mode that took some inspirations from Shaolin monks. That was cool. Anyway, moving on. I technically know, or at least I'm aware, that there is another Tekken game that has Tekken Ball. The original game that Tekken Ball comes from, but I don't know which one is it. I think it's Tekken 5, but again, I'm not familiar with Tekken outside of Tekken 7 and Tekken 3. So, yeah. That's an error that I should have corrected, but I realized way too late once the video was already out on how to correct it. Like the 1v1 aspect of it, what I was trying to say, it's the player versus player aspect of it that it's most of the time related to that player versus player 1v1, and some game modes keep that, but instead replace the player with a CPU, or the two players are against the CPU, with PvE type of stuff. But yeah, moving on. There's the idea. Okay, that's the idea for the next one. So I need to think about mini games similar to Mortal Kombat and basically all the PS2 era mini games there was. But here's the kicker. I don't want to exclusively talk about Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat has a lot of the most well-known ones. So I need to find uh, something else. I don't know if I should count story modes because there is one particular story mode I'm remembering from I think Soul Calibur 3 that was so fucking fun to play and replay. And I think I should also wait. No, I think I'll dedicate another video for that. For creative fighters, type of stuff. Yeah, I'll do that for another video too. Wow, I'm cooking up ideas here. Hell yeah! All right, let's go. Hmm. Once I discover I can actually have the Crash Bandicoot 3 Warp cutscene sound effects, I'm going to abuse the shit out of that for this type of videos. No, I'm just kidding. It gets annoying if I reuse it way too much, so it's going to be, I think, this video only, and that's that. Alright, first game. Tekken Force. Funny, the footage doesn't look bad at all. I thought it will look way worse, but then I remember this is a PS1 game, and I'm recording it at 720p. Even though I'm upscaling it, and even though it's a fighting game, there is not much going on in terms of like bitrate issues when it comes to my recordings. So the recording in and of itself is not going to look bad. Like this looks neat. This looks pretty good, even for a PS1 game. Okay, that's noticeable. Cool. Paul. One thing I forgot to mention, I think, on this one, everybody gets a different set of characters to fight against. Like Love, for example, gets Paul, and Eddie gets, I think it's Julia. Yeah, Eddie gets Julia at the end of stage one. Yeah, there's Eddie. I suck at Tekken. That's the point. I suck at Tekken in general. Oh yeah. And the arcade mode on Tekken 3 is brutal if you don't know your character at all. They are going to punish the shit out of you. Alright. Funny! Blaze Blue, specifically this Blaze Blue, which is, I think, Continuum Shift Extend. Yeah, of course the intro is copyrighted. It's fucking anime. Everything is fucking copyrighted. So I got, I am not going to mute this section of the video. It's a really good intro, and it works. It's a really good intro. Sadly, they want me to mute it, but I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. Okay, so by this point, there are points in the video that I ended up recording as it is on the script, but then scrapping those parts because I consider them not necessary or just dumb filler that I feel like it's not going to fit at all. In this portion, for example, at the beginning, I would have started, well, would you look at that in fucking a roguelike mode? Who would have thought? Almost as if I knew about it from the previous video or something like that. I didn't type that, but hold on. Fuck it. I'm gonna open my script. I'm gonna lay down my script here. Why not? It's a behind the scenes. Why not show off everything I have behind the scenes? Jesus Christ. Okay. The window capture. Wait. Now that I think about it, hold on. Are you guys? Oh, I forgot. Oh, gee. Hold on. Oh, shouldn't be. I'm two. Right, because I'm using the one from the playlist. Okay. Fuck. I forgot. Scuff is my name, and I'm already what 4 minutes into the video. I yapped a lot about it, and I didn't even notice. Fuck it. Okay, now you should be able to hear it. Let's go back to the beginning. Anyway, So what I wanted to show off before I noticed that we don't have audio for the video. This is what I get for trying something new without planning. Anyway, window capture. Script. Where are you? Okay. Lo and behold, my text program. So, for starters, I need to present to you Open Office. This is not Word. As much as you would like it to believe, this is not Word. Trust me, I cannot. I don't want to use Word, and this works fine enough. So that's that. Anyway, here's the script. I have a little script for the beginning intro, then the second part of the. I have a script for almost everything you see on the video, of course. Everything I say on the video, at least most of it, is just this. I just read this. And yeah. There are some stuff that I didn't mention. Like, for example, this part. This part was, I was supposed to actually just say it, but cut to black and just say it on the background, like a few moments in the previous video that I had like a comedic moment for it. But I ended up just saying, nah, fuck it. I already showing the video, fuck. That's that. I gave it a shout out. So that, I never included that. Figure like so just alternative game modes in fighting games, I ended up doing that. And the ground rules, they are most of them fine. I had a lot of issues with Rule 3 on how to explain it. Then I explained with Mortal Kombat and Tekken Ball. They're a completely different experience, and I would like to do another video on this on the line. Okay, and then I started Tekken Force. Tekken Force is basically not changed at all. Like, everything is just as it is. Blaze Blue. Abyss mode is a roguelike mode. Oh wait, no, I ended up changing. Maybe I was confusing when I was changing on the recording and to when I was changing on the actual scripting, a scripting part. Anyway, back to this. Before I start the video, I would like to give you guys a heads up. The footage I captured for this particular video is very low quality compared to the rest of it, so I'm working with what I have, and I already made preparations for next time. So if you see a part of the video that looks way blurry than it should be, it's because of that. Outside of that, nothing else to report. And yeah, this is the case, like, way blurry stuff. I'll explain everything again, might as well. What I mean with way blurry, I mean pixely, in the sense that some footage might have pixelation because of the bitrate. But I think it should be fine for the first two games. We'll see when we get to the third. Enjoy the rest of the video. I don't know how to start this video without telling you that fighting games are old, and that most of them are basically just the arcade ladder with a PvP aspect on it. Depending on the era, sometimes the online is the main thing. But there are some games that decided to offer something extra, something more, as a side content for the people that just wanted to do something else outside of just playing arcade or online. And after dedicating a video talking about game modes that I would like to see on a fighting game, I figured the next logical step would be to make a video about alternative game modes in fighting games. But first, let's set up some ground rules. 1. It has to bring something. You know what's funny? I should have this thumbnail and text. Oh shit, way too far back. Or online. And after dedicating a... I should have all of this put on the background. Like put my model on top. This is a green screen model. I can actually just play around with it. Notes for next time. Video talking about game modes that I would like to see on a fighting game. I figure the next has to bring something unique to the table. This one is pretty easy. Arcade ladders, versus mode, training mode. I said it before and I said it again. I should have grabbed either Street Fighter 6 or Mortal Kombat 9. Hell, even Tekken 3 has all of that. Arcade training mode and those arcade training and what else? Has to bring something unique to the table. This one is pretty easy. Arcade ladders, versus mode. Oh, and versus mode. Yeah. Yeah, no, even Tekken 3 has that. I should have grabbed Tekken 3 and do that. But that would spoil the video. I already used footage of Street Fighter 6. I should have thought of that. Like, I already used footage of both NK9 and fucking Street Fighter 6. I should have used that. Damn it. I'm an idiot. Whatever. I should watch these, like, fucking, these reaction sections, these reaction videos on myself. I need to, by that I mean I need to rewatch the VOD so I know what I said and how to approach the next video. I need to do that. So stupid. Okay, training mode. Those don't count because they have been around for ages and are pretty much a default option in fighting games nowadays. Number 2, it has to be single player or co-op. If it's player versus environment or PvE, either online or single player co-op, it counts for the list. Number 3, it has to relate to what the fighting game we're talking to represents at its core. If the gameplay of the mode resembles what the core of the fighting game is, it counts for the list. Minigames like Mortal Kombat from Mortal Kombat Armageddon or Tekken Ball from Tekken 7, that's the only version of Tekken Ball I know, don't count because they break rule number 3. They are a really hard deviation from what the core of the game is, which is the one-on-one aspect of it. Plus, I also want to make a video about those down the line, so I'm saving those for later. Now that we have the ground rules set, let's start with Crash Bandicoot 3 sound effect. I love it. And the fact that I have an actual transition on this program to do that. Like the Crash Bandicoot 3 transition for the background. Dude. Sick. You know what's funny? I should have played around more with the Tekken 3 intro. I should have. Because the intro music for this game is sick as hell. Tekken Force, it's a mix between survival and time attack mode. All defeat enemies, you keep your health. You keep the health you have after each match. Time attack mode, defeat as much enemies as you can before the time runs out. All mixed together in a beat 'em up style. Where did they got that? Like, I don't remember a time attack mode on fighting it. You have to fight a number of enemies per stage. Each enemy defeated adds time to the timer. If you run out of time or your character gets defeated, it's game over. You have 4 stages to go through, and if you reach the end of the stage, you fight another character from the roster. Defeating this character will add a huge amount of time to the timer, depending on how fast you defeated the character. This game... I forgot to mention, that depending on the character you have on, like the character you're playing, you get a different character at the end. For example, by the end of that stage with Law, you get Paul. But if you're playing, for example, Eddie Goto, you get Julia, I think it is? Yeah, you get Julia as your opponent. It was either Julia or who was it? I don't know. Mode can be pretty brutal. You have enemies coming from different directions, and with a slow character like Eddie, multiple enemies at a time, and your character only focuses on one. Unless you have a lot of attacks that do damage in an area, say one of Eddie's kicks or something, you're going to have a really tough time here. It's either that or I suck at Tekken, but that's kinda part of the course with me. I kinda suck on most of fighting games, but hey, at least I give it a shot. And the game mode on and all, I had my fun. It's a really nice distraction outside of playing just arcade mode. By the way, here's just a heads up. If you're using BlazBlue music, it's going to get your whatchamacallit, your video muted. So keep that in mind, please, because they copyrighted this on me. They didn't give me a strike, but I don't think if I ever get monetization on YouTube, I don't think I can monetize this. So just as a heads up. Hell, I think I'm going to get this VOD muted because of that. It's anime music, so it makes sense, I guess. Abyss mode is a roguelike mode in which you can use and I ended up using Persona 4 Arena music for this, just to be sure. And good thing I did. My God, I would have lost it if I actually had to redo all this section. To buy stat boost, and granted, the background music is the easiest part to modify. The hardest part to modify will be the intro, because the intro I would have to remake it, and that sucks. Or special abilities. You can get that currency by playing any of the other modes or in Abyss mode itself. In Abyss mode, you go down the depths of the abyss, fighting your way through enemies. And I forgot to mention that how you go down the abyss, it's based on how much hits you have on your opponent and how long the combo is. I think it's 1 to 3 depths depending on the amount of combo of hits you have on your opponent and how long the combo is. Leveling up your character and discovering items along the way. Every once in a while, you'll... And after a few set amount of depth was reached, in this case, I think once every 10 depths, you get challenged by a boss. You encounter a boss character that will challenge you in the middle of a regular fight. And these bosses appear at specific level depths. Okay, I mentioned the specific level depths. If you defeat the boss, you get a stat boost or an ability. Oh wait, yeah, it's every 20? 20, 40, 60... 80, 100. Yeah, it's once every 20 because I remember Taokaka was the first boss I fought. So yeah, it's once every 20. The more you go down, that's the last one I fought, which is Platinum at level 80. Gotcha. The bosses okay. I had part of the script with help of the wiki because I didn't know much about the mode. And I'm pretty sure when it comes to a roguelike, you are not going to understand it first playthrough, even less something as new as a roguelike in a fighting game like this. So I figure might as well take the wiki and mix it a little bit with the gameplay I did, and so far, yeah, it worked. There is a lot of details I left out about the mode, like for example, the level up of the character doesn't exist. You gain money from this mode, yes. But that money, you don't get it unless you reach level 100. And it's better for you if you want to play this mode with a few power-ups on to play other modes so you can get the money. And like I said before, you don't level up your character, you just get power-ups and a stat boost from the bosses. At least I haven't leveled up Bang. Granted, I've never reached level up 100 yet, but I got far enough. Anyway,
regular characters get, but the rewards are way better.
I did a kind of a service to this game. This game is awesome. Bang was so fun to learn. Even though I didn't learn much, I've learned enough so I can actually have fun with the game, with the guy.
If you lose at some point during the run, you get a checkpoint with the stuff waiting for you. That is if you manage to reach level 100.
Yeah. You can retrieve everything once you reach level 100.
I never clicked with anime fighters.
I
but
still
I have
do.
To admit, this was an incredibly fun experience. Giving BlazBlue in general a shot, it was a really good idea, and I totally recommend you getting this game. Oh, and I forgot, it's not an exclusive mode to Continuum Shift Extend. You can find this game mode on the regular version of Continuum Shift, Chrono Phantasma and the Extend version of it, and Central Fiction.
Which I think you can get both Chrono Phantasma Extend, Continuum Shift Extend, and Central Fiction all on Steam. Like, they are all available to purchase, if I remember correctly. I think they are only on Steam. I don't know about consoles, though. I'm pretty sure they should be available, at least on Xbox through compatibility, like retro compatibility with 360. But I am not sure about consoles. I know they are on PC though. That's all I know.
Please note that in some of these games the name of the mode might change to Grim of the Abyss.
Alright, what's next? Marvel! And here's where kinda shows the quality of image. Kinda. Because you can tell this is scaled up a little. Heroes and Heralds.
Heroes and Heralds consist of you taking either the hero side or Galactus' side. You fight to defend or conquer areas of Earth, and after winning each fight, you'll get awarded with a card. These cards can give you different buffs or effects. For example, you have extra damage.
I want you to look at Hagar.
When the enemy is blocking.
Brother. Give Virgil more damage on the ground, plus that's the thing I forgot to mention on the example. In this one, I'm using more damage on the ground and more damage on block. So if my enemy is blocking, I can basically just infinite the shit out of them and win by cheat with Virgil. I'm cheating the shit out of this game mode. I'm cheating the hell out of this game mode, and I get humbled by what comes next.
Or you fully heal your last character
like that. You can even see it right there on the top left. I am literally holding myself together with stitches and fucking prayers and a cookie. I am not okay on that footage. I got fucking humbled. I was literally just spamming Deadpool Super because I have level 5, and this store was beating the shit out of me.
There are a lot of other effects too, so
Holy
feel free
shit.
to explore different combinations of cards. You also get cards from either completely sizing / conquering an area or by completing the bingo.
That's a lie. I realized that way later. You only get cards by sizing an area or winning a match. The rarity of the cards depending on the action. If you win a match, the card is going to be mostly rank C. But if you size an area, the card is going to be rank C or B. The bingo card, what it does, it's basically resets itself, and it has the chance to open one of 3 special areas.
The card is full of characters that you can encounter in different areas. The cards you get from doing these 2 things are rarer than the ones
Usually they are.
You get from regular matches. Once you complete a bingo card roll, this bingo card resets and you also get the chance for another special area to appear. These special areas are harder than the regular ones, and these disappear after you get defeated once. I've spent more hours than I like to admit on this game mode. Yeah, I've been abusing Virgil as shown in the footage.
And that's just putting it lightly. I ended up fucking rolling people over with Virgil in that mode. Well, by people I mean CPU. I was playing against the CPU. I don't think I can play this game mode online. I don't think I can do that, but still.
But I'll be honest, Chief,
Holy
I've been
shit.
having a lot of fun, and getting back into Marvel is always nice.
My A and B buttons
Totally
are
recommended if you get a copy of Marvel 3. Please note that if you're using mods, I don't think the game's going to like you very much, but hey, it's worth a shot even on vanilla.
I wonder if the mods work. Like, it will be fun if this mod worked with the extra characters. Like, just imagine you have a bingo card with some vanilla characters, some modded characters. Like, you have to find Sakura, Asura, Virgil, Dante, fucking Batsu, everybody. Like, and just playing with those characters in this game mode sounds fun too. I like how some abilities can affect them specifically.
But if you want to start off on the right
Oh
foot,
shit, here we go.
hit the streets.
Okay, so you can already tell this shit looks crispy as fuck. That's because this is literally everything on low graphics. Like Street Fighter 6, it's such a bitch to stream and to play in some areas that I ended up just putting everything on low so I can actually legit play it on a consistent frame rate. It's the newest fucking Street Fighter. Of course I'm going to have issues. I don't have a strong PC for this kind of game. My PC can run almost everything, but I know it has its limits too. So Street Fighter 6, it's going to look crispy. So it's going to look extra crispy if you, on top of that, add a recording at 720p scaled up to 1080. So it's going to look super, super, super crispy. That was a perfect segue, by the way.
Street Fighter 6 World Tour makes us create a character, and said character is thrown into a world that resolves everything with fighting. We start our adventure in Metro City, and then we make our way to
Low
the
poly
rest of the
hanger.
planet.
I just noticed that.
Everything with fighting. We start our adventure in Metro City, and
I just noticed this is fucking PS1 Hagar. What the fuck?
we make our way to the rest of the planet through the story. We meet and fight different characters from the Street Fighter world and the members of the roster themselves. The characters from the roster play the role as masters,
Even though I ended up using DLC as examples for this one.
teaching us their fighting style, special moves, and super
Terry,
moves
Bison,
that we can later use, switch, and swap.
By the way, if you go now to play World Tour, I don't know why is it with Capcom and not actually mentioning this on the promotions, but I'm guessing it's a lot of stuff they have to quote unquote show up that they don't mention. Hey, there is this specific side quest you can do on Terry's event that it will give you a move from a character that it's not even playable. That move you're seeing right there in the video, it's a
Swap to add to the different.
it's Blue Mary's Rising Kick. It's Blue Mary Rising Kick. you have a move from a character that doesn't even exist in this game. From an SNK character, by the way. Like, you get a move from Blue Mary, of all people. That was fucking cool. I recorded that. I recorded that whole mission. Poor dog. Literally took a flying ticket from me. Son of a bitch.
From fighting styles and make our own customizable fighting style.
I forgot completely that. Dude. Whatever. It's not important, I guess, because it's World Tour. It's just a small, neat little detail on a whole big, amazing package, I guess. But yeah, the more you know, you can actually get a Blue Mary move for your custom character.
The story is entertaining. I don't want to elaborate too much because I don't like to spoil everything. And the world itself is full of Street Fighter and other Capcom game references.
Carlos Miyamoto being the most accessible one outside of, I think, one from Saturday Slam Masters.
If you have a key 9 for those.
There is a lot more that are just one-time fighters. Sadly, they are just one-time fighters.
And I'm pretty sure you'll be trapped here for hours, either looking for those references or just playing the game mode itself. Just like I.
And the more of those hours are coming because with my means I have to actually grind the living shit out of this game so I can get my mastery to a high enough level so I can actually get her alt costume for free. Because that's another thing I forgot to mention. You get the alt costumes, like the second outfits of every character, including the DLCs, for free if you just play this game mode. It's insane.
Street Fighter 6's World Tour is massive. It's full of a lot of other stuff that I didn't mention, mostly because I don't want to spoil it, and since I can't show too many cutscenes from the story, I still want to represent the story in some way, shape or form, so here's a little something I made. Excuse the poor quality though.
Oh yeah, excuse it because it's really low. Look at that. Well, it doesn't look that bad. I should have changed the footage here. Like that first scene on Chinatown, I should have changed that. DLC's footage, because why not? The cinematic parallels. Wow. Awesome. Funny how MK9, it's... oh shit, an ad. Okay, I'll wait. Funny how MK9, it's the footage that looks the best, but oh boy, once we get later on in the video. For now, let's just play it. I should have extended that intro a little bit, because it feels short, plus I should have shown the entire Cyrax transformation, because that happens in the middle of a fight.
As the name says, this is a tower with 300 challenges. At certain sections of the tower, you control one particular character going through these challenges. And these challenges range from normal fights to mini-games to fights with unique stage or debuff gimmicks.
And that was an awful fight. I don't know how the fuck did I win
And
that.
some of these challenges tell a mini-story of their own.
I used that on the intro. I should have used this sector and Cyrax one,
which is pretty cool. The tower can get pretty brutal at times, especially.
Oh shit! Right, the advert. I forgot. It's just 30 seconds on Twitch, fortunately, and it happens once every hour, so it's not that big of an issue, fortunately. Alright, that break is over. Let's continue.
In the 2v1 sections, but
when I mentioned the 2v1 sections, I should have put the footage of me getting steamrolled by Jackson Sonya.
The little stories and how different the gimmicks can make the fights makes it really fun.
It is a really fun game mode.
That's it. Yeah, that's all of it. Yep, nothing else. No more mode. Who am I kidding? You see the length of the video down there. I can fool you with that. I really don't want to talk about this mode, but since I'm still on MK9, might as well get it out of the way now before I do it on another video.
Might as well. Okay, so Mortal Kombat 9 story mode didn't age well. Like at all. You see this game on modern systems, like you played this game like just in close to 1080p resolution, and you will see how much of the story mode didn't age well at all. Like I don't know what the resolution or what happened to my game, but every time I watch the cutscenes from the story mode in this shit, the image is crispy as hell, and the sound, it's literally botched. Like, it's so awful. I don't know what happened here. And what's fun is that that's not consistent. Like, there are cutscenes that are actually clear, like they are actually HD, they have good audio, they are basically on par with the game. But the majority of the cutscenes are just not it. Like, they are just botched.
The story of Mortal Kombat 9 revolves around Raiden getting visions from the end of the previous game plot. The story itself is divided in chapters, and each chapter is named after the character you play as. I know it's the story from a game that is more than 10 years old by this time of the video, but I don't want to spoil it or dissect it in here, since there's a lot of other folks that already.
Oh, another video to the description. This one is a 1 hour video essay. Well, comedic video essay I lied, because honestly, this video, it actually deserves the million views it has. It's actually really funny.
Already did that years ago, and MK9's story mode was a starting point for cinematic story modes in fighting games for me.
Oh, yeah.
I remember right after MK9 released, almost all subsequent games followed suit. Its influence was even seen on not just NetherRealm games, but also in other franchises, for better or for worse. I know it's
another jab towards fucking Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Street Fighter V. Even though those story modes, I still can attest that those still look better than what MK9 is offering right now. Granted, it's MK9. MKX, MK11, and MK1, they look way better nowadays, but oh boy, they need to update MK9. MK9's cutscenes, at least to modern standards. It's whatever. It's still a fun story to go through.
It technically started with Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, but I think the game that actually put the cinematic story mode on the radar of everybody
Was MK9. Yeah, and that's still true to me. Right, ending.
And that's it, for real this time. That's all the alternative game modes I have for this video. If you have any that I haven't mentioned, please let me know in the comments. And who knows, I might do a part 2 if I get enough for another video, or if I remember or discover more game modes on my own. In any case, that's all from me. Remember to like, subscribe, and all of that jazz, and I'll be seeing you all
Live.
later.
And that's that. That's the video. Okay, so what? How do I put it? Yeah, I abuse the shit out of the Crash Bandicoot sound effect, but can you blame me? I have the ability to recreate something that I've been growing up with. Might as well. I have the ability to recreate it. I'll do it. Fuck it. But yeah, this video was a lot of fun to make, and let me just okay, the script, one last look at it. It's separated by sections. I tried my best to actually just separate lines that I need to be separated from one another and what's all together. But I ended up just doing whatever. That's how I read scripts myself, so that's that. Why do I have an entire page here? Oh, that's right. What do I have? The fuck? Whatever. You know what? Whatever. And alright. Okay. Let me show you the editing process, because the scripting in and of itself took me, I think, a week and a half, maybe, because I was really going on and off on it. I was taking my sweet time on it. I had it on my head for a few days, then I stopped, then I had it on my head for another day or two, then I stopped. So I had the script on me for a minute. And now that everything is set, and once the script I felt was kind of ready, like I had everything I wanted to do, I rewrote it multiple times. But yeah, let me see. Can I capture? Can I capture? Yes. All right, we have editing program on site. Welcome to DaVinci Resolve. This is the editing program I use for most of my videos, if not all of them nowadays. And, okay, here we go. So, as you can see, the timeline doesn't look as complicated as it should be, right? That's because of this. Oh wait, you can see it, okay. That's because of all the folders you see on this side of the screen. I ended up doing every single thing in a separate timeline. So all the editing for specific portions of the video, it's done here on this thing. Like I add every single cut of the audio and video that I need. I add the background. I add the images, that in this case are 2 for the 2xko portion. The rules are all one image, but this image is it's cut down, like manually from the from here. Like here on cropping, you can tell that it's literally just cropped from the bottom. And I shouldn't have this as a frame, but you know what, I'll keep it like that. And then this just reveals the other one, and this reveals the third one. This should be completely off. Yeah, because I caught it on fighting game. I forgot to include the core. Whatever. Go back. Then I added more combat and technical stuff. And that's that for the intro. If I play this section, I'm pretty sure my computer is going to explode. Because this takes ages to process on the preview. So you see it fast on the video, but this takes a minute because it's running at way slower frame rate than it should. Because it's replaying it on the video itself. It's complicated. I don't know how to explain it. I just know that's how this program works. Every time you use something that requires a lot of processing to do on a video, it's going to take a lot. It's going to tank the frame rate of the video you're editing. So keep that in mind if you use this program. So let's go to, say, Tekken Force. The Tekken Force portion of it, it's very simple. Like, the intro took nothing to edit. This is just the intro. It's just the last portion of the intro from Tekken 3, like the OG intro. It's not that much modified. The video itself is just footage on top of me talking. There are some sections that I just left my model to explain something, then I use footage to make the example of what I'm talking about, and then that's that. Tekken Force didn't took much. The one that took, I think, the most out of me was either Abyss Mode. No, Abyss Mode didn't took much. Right. Abyss Mode has something interesting. You see this as the intro as it starts. Like, you see this portion with what's his name? It's not Susano. It's Hakumen. You see this part of the intro with Hakumen starting. Then you cut down to, I think it was, yeah. You see a snippet of you still see a snippet of the intro text. I forgot about it. Should have extended that a little. Whatever. You see the rest of the intro, how it plays normally. Then I cut to a shot with Asama. Then I got to Ragnar running, because on the original footage, if I remember correctly, it cuts to this, then cuts to Ragnar running, then it cuts to this again. Oh wait, no, never mind. I did replace this. Huh. Well, whatever. The thing is, I wanted to replace the cathedral intro with something else, and I just grabbed this from the near the end of the intro and just mix and match some clips. That's pretty much what I did here. It's not much of a science. That's it for the intro. The rest of the video plays out like you would expect. I added images I added the logos for when I mention all the games this game mode can be found. I added a text portion for Dream of the Abyss. My computer is about to explode. Please help me. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention. Yeah. That's how I do text myself. I don't use the program to do my text. Like, I don't use the tools that this thing can give me. I think it's text. Yeah, I can generate text. I can generate titles with Fusion and stuff like that. I can do all this stuff because I have the premium version of this program. Yes, I pay for the DaVinci Resolve because I work with video editing, and this is a really cool program. The more tools I can have, the better for me. And I worked for a year, so I can actually pay for it. So might as well use it. So yeah, I can add different text with different transitions and different bullshit. I don't want to deal with that. So what I do is to have a little bit more freedom with my text, or at least to do simple stuff on a more simpler way without having to worry about my text not being as editable as other texts are. I just go to an external program, in this case Vtopia, and you can use Photoshop or any other program similar to Photoshop, and do some text on a transparent background, export it as PNG, and put it here. That's all I did. That's all I do when it comes to adding text to videos. And that allows me to edit this in as an image instead of text. So I can play around with it, put it wherever I want, shrink it, make it bigger. And if I ever need to correct some text or just do some correction stuff in general, I just go to the program where I type the text. I always keep it open. I type the correct weight of the text and just re-export it, basically. That's all I do. Replacing the original file. That's a crucial point. In the program itself, it's not going to update right away, but if you replace the file with another one, once you go to export the video or after a while, the actual thing on the timeline it's going to modify. It just takes time to the thing to update, but it's going to do it eventually. So that's that. Okay, that's it for Abysmal. Wall Tour. So Wall Tour, as you saw before, it's just the intro from. It's just one part of the intro of the game, like right after you finish creating your character and dealing with basically Luke's student being an ass, being a dick. It's just telling you, yeah, that hit the streets, and yeah, the video plays out as normal. I didn't add much in here, as you can see here. It's just text, video, and all that jazz. But I have hours of shit recorded for this. Like, what is my footage? Intro, World Tour. How long is this? This thing is long as hell. Like, I recorded Street Fighter 6 3 times. One for regular gameplay of World Tour, the other for the cutscenes of the story, and the other for cutscenes of the Masters. Because, and this is something I always wanted to do, I always wanted to make a Yakuza 0 style intro for Street Fighter 6. I always wanted to do that. Originally, I was going to make that, like, using Yakuza 0's music for the intro. For the intro of Yakuza 0, but then I ended up saying, this doesn't fit Street Fighter 6. Like, style-wise, it's not going to fit at all. So what I ended up doing is, where is it? What's it called? It's not here. Oh shit. Okay. This. I ended up doing this. It's not much, like, it's just a few cuts of the footage I had. The thing that took the most out of all of this was actually getting the right time for the cut here. Like, I don't know if it's still good enough or not. I ended up running with it because it was the best I could get out of the entire song I used, which is the instrumental version of Not on the Sidelines from Street Fighter 6. That's the theme of the game that it's never used, so might as well use it myself to make an intro. Even though it's not an intro, it's an outro for the section of the video. I ended up doing this as just a neat little thing, you know? If I could get better footage of Street Fighter 6's cutscenes, I will do it. But one, I wanted to make this footage more of my own by using my own character in the cutscenes. I should move this down here because this part is sick as hell. I'm really proud of this specifically. How it looks. Also, good thing I'm not sharing the audio for this one because it's choppy as hell due to the frame rate. But yeah, I had a lot of fun editing this. Like a lot of fun. I'm not promising I'm going to do this every single time for every single video, but hey, this one was fun to add. Just as a little extra, you know, just to be extra like that. And yeah, okay. So let's go to Challenge Tower. Challenge Tower, alongside story mode for Mortal Kombat, I took a different approach for the intro. As you can see, I ended up using footage of the actual tower and some of the actual things you can find. Test your strike, the little story you have there with Scorpion. One of the challenges that requires you to push one button to land the missiles on Cyrax. The debuffs, and Cyrax getting reconstructed in the middle of a fight. All of that for Challenge Tower. With this subway theme from, of course, Mortal Kombat 9. It all plays out really well, way better than I expected. That's part of the reason why I repeated that with story mode. I ended up just being a little whatchamacallit, a little cheeky with it and adding the line. He must win. Because that's literally the detonator for everything. He must win. I should have left the Shao Kahn getting the hammer down a little more so I can actually sync it up with the flash you get once the flashback starts. Oh man, whatever. But yeah, that's the video in the editing program. This is how almost every single timeline looks. They are more or less all the same. I have 3 lines of audio, one for sound effects, one for the actual audio of the video, and one for the background music. When I'm editing videos, usually since I edit mostly for other people, I ended up doing all of the editing proper first before adding any music. Like cut down the silences, cut down the breathings, cut down all of the fluff or the unnecessary parts, and try to shrink it as much as possible. Once you have all of that cut down, add the details, and then send that version to the client so they can approve it. Once that's approved, move on to other editing or move on, do the changes if there's any changes to do. If not, then add the music on the background. Because the background music, it depends also on what the editing requires it for. For example, if you have portions of the video that are for comedic effect, silence, or they are just you speaking, you want to cut the music there. And it's better for the video to actually just have those points pinned down before adding the music. Because the music, it's the easiest part of it. It's just grabbing the correct track and just adding it. At least that's how I see it and how I do things. People that edit videos do their things on their own and how they want it to do. I like editing my own stuff because, well, it's a personal touch, and that's how I do things. But yeah. Heroes and Heralds. This is one I didn't show, I think. There's a lot of guts in here, holy shit. Oh. But yeah. that's it for the portion of the reaction of this. Like, I think I'm done. Now, I've been yapping for an hour and a half. Holy shit. Let's see. I'm not going to rate. I'm just putting music on and... Okay, since I'm done with the reaction for it, I'm just going to move on to a little bit of Yakuza 4, and then I think that's that. So I'll be right back.